Speaking of
Well,
which, you both wrestled Bob Backlund in the early 80s. And I don't know if Bob's getting like a bit of a bad rap like in later years because he wasn't as colourful as Hogan and Superstar and stuff like that. But I mean, you both wrestled Bob. How did you find him as probably in and out the ring and as a draw?
well, they gave me an opportunity to wrestle Bob, and first time I ever wrestled, and they wanted me to do the hour-long Broadway in New York in the Garden, and had never been done there before. I just came up from the Carolinas, and all I did was long friggin' hour matches with Flair and the Andersons or whoever, It was so I was a 60-minute man and not, just doing all these Broadways and shit. So I worked with Backlund, and you know what? I enjoyed it. Um, Bob was different. Uh, he wasn't flashy or anything. He was just a wrestler, and but I enjoyed working with him. I really did. And those hour-long matches, and then one time they held the belt up. So all my experiences with Bob were good.
I love Bob. I thought Bob
Yeah,
he was the perfect guy for the perfect time. He was ultra clean cut, um, baby face, goody two shoes kind of guy. But he was perfect for he represented the business. I mean, I always look at it like the heel's got to carry it. The heel got to
yeah,
carry the
you're right.
promo. He's got to carry the heat. He's got to generate. Your promo. You're working the ring. Everything your heat. You carry everything that goes on into the ring. And then when you get with Bob, he was. I always found. I love Backlund. I think he's great. And I
Yeah,
hear
I
all
worked.
kinds of
Yeah,
stuff.
I
And
worked.
maybe for what they're doing now, of course, well, none of us can get booked.
Yeah,
None of us can get a job nowadays. Not even as a
yeah.
referee. But Bob was he was just he was just a hell of a guy, hell of a good performer.
Well, like you said, he was perfect for that time, and he was
Safe,
all.
always
He had
safe.
the short little shoes on, and he was just a wrestler personified. No showmanship, but if he had a good opponent like you or me that could, work, make him work, and then you had to be long matches though. You had to put the long matches in
Yeah, yeah, well,
with
yeah, you
him
have to get the
to
ball
tell a
rolling.
story, right?
Yeah,
So
he was
I
safe though.
enjoyed it too. I enjoyed it.
Everything about him was safe. He'd never hurt anybody.
Right.
As far as
No,
I know,
no,
hours and hours and hours I did with him. Never,
no.
he was always. In fact, one time I figured, oh, the strap is mine. We did a spot where he came over and he's like, Don, rest here for a minute. He says you came over on the top and you landed on one of my balls and it hurt.
Oh my God.
Okay, I just laid in the hole till he was ready. But that was yeah, he was he gets bad rap for hell. He held that strap for almost 6 years.
Well, I liked working with him, and yeah, he does get a bad rep, but he was great. He was good. He was for that time. He was perfect.
Yeah, you couldn't have. Yeah, and he represented himself and
Yeah,
everything. He was great. But then when Hulk came, you had to get with the ball game because it turned from like a competition into a movie where Hulk
yeah,
was Tom Cruise and everybody
yeah.
else was working for him. And
Right.
at the end he was going to rip off the plastic mask and come back and kick your ass. And that was just the way
That's
Vince
true.
turned the business. It was like that, but
Yeah,
he went with Hulk, and Hulk was such a glowing presence with the blonde hair and 6'6" and
Phenomenal.
the
Yeah.
tan, and the body. Hart
Yeah.
was spectacular.